We're at the indie area at Tokyo Game Show 2019. I'm joined by Julian, who's working on the game Shujinkou. So Julian, what's this game all about?
So this is Shujinkou. It's a Japanese language learning JRPG. So for people who don't know Japanese, by playing this game, you'll be able to learn all sorts of Japanese, ranging from hiragana, katakana, kanji, adjectives, verbs, intonation, everything you can imagine. It's broken down into various mini-games so that the gameplay stays fresh. But we're also not losing out on the story. We're focusing on making the story amazing. For those who like games like Persona, Fire Emblem, Shin Megami Tensei, that's where we draw influence from. If you take a look at our art, you could probably tell too. So the focus is learning language while really getting immersed in the world. That's what we're trying to do with Shujinkou.
That sounds incredible. So, could I get to speak fluent Japanese after playing this game?
I wouldn't know about fluent. It really depends on the user playing the game. We're trying not to make it too convoluted for those that aren't as interested in learning Japanese. So for example, if someone's Japanese and they know the language, they want to play the main story, that's fine. They can play the main story and clear it in perhaps 20 to 30 hours. But if you really want to learn the Japanese, you can go through all the mini-games, level up through the mini-games, learn more about radicals, verb conjugations, all these aspects of Japanese that I don't know many video games to cover. And by doing that, you'll be able to definitely get, I'd say if you work hard, put at least 100 hours into the game, you could reach N3, N4 conversational level Japanese.
And does this game finally, because I've been learning Japanese for some time,
yeah,
and I have so many difficulties how to use nagara after. So will I learn this playing this game?
Yeah. Just to be clear, I'm not Japanese. I've been studying for a long time, so I know the struggles that foreigners often go through with Japanese. I mean, the Japanese people, they're really good at Japanese. They're native, so they just learn the kanji. They learn all these parts of grammar that are so hard for us. So I have people that have master's, PhDs in Japanese language, linguistics, that help check the Japanese that I attempt to put in the game, just to make sure that the Japanese is valid, right? We don't want to teach them false information, false Japanese. So with that being said, we're designing the mini games so that you really do learn the language, including shinagara and etc. That'll be in a surprise turn-based mini game that's coming out later on.
Definitely looking forward to that. In terms of the story, you said this is a heavy story-driven game. Yeah. Could you tease it a little bit?
All right, so for those that like, again, Persona Shin Megami Tensei, we have a bunch of demons that have erupted from this mysterious Haseiki, which literally means spawner. And so they're taking away Japanese as we know it. In the world in Shujinkou, Japanese is the only language spoken, just for plot reasons and because there's some twists later on. We start off in a Japanese area. That's why the art looks really Japanese and etc. But after you clear that area, you will have learned hiragana and katakana. And so from that point on, the tutorial part of the game ends, and that's when the real adventure starts, where you visit mysterious lands, learn all sorts of kanji with different themes based around them, and more. So I'd just like to say, if you like games that have multiple routes in them, for example, a chaos route, a law route, that's something you're going to want to try when you play Shujinkou.
And what does Shujinkou mean?
Shujinkou means main protagonist or hero. And the reason we went with that was 1 year ago, I came up with the idea, if you take Shujinkou and you break it down into their individual kanji, they each have their own individual meaning. So for example, Shu means main, Jin means person, and Ko means public, but it can also mean prince or princess. And what we've done is we've taken those meanings and we've built a story around each character, and we've brought them to life. So Shu's the main samurai, he's red, he uses 2 katanas, he's really strong. We have Jin, who's a kitsune, or fox, but Jin means person. Why is that? That's part of the story. We have Ko. Ko means prince, but it can also mean princess. We went with a princess because, I mean, we already have 2 guys on the team. And she's mysterious. And I won't say much about her, but you'll find out more later on.
And in terms of release, where is this game releasing? Which territories?
Yeah, so we're trying to get a Kickstarter going this October. If that depending on how that goes, the pace of the game development will change, right? So at the soonest, I could say end of 2020, but more reasonably, perhaps mid-2021 would be a good target release date for Shujinkou. And again, we're aiming for PC, Mac, hopefully Nintendo Switch and PS4 if things go well.
And is this coming out in Europe?
If Europe wants it, I'd be very down to develop for the Europeans too. This is something I want everyone to enjoy because it's been my childhood dream to make millions of gamers happy. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Well, I'll hope you succeed, Julian, because it looks really interesting, and I love the concepts. Maybe it's even going to help me in my Japanese studies. And for any more news on Shujinkou, and if you wanted to come out in Europe, check out the Kickstarter and our local GameReactor site for even more content.